Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Angeli Besuku. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, thank you for stopping by, and for my returning viewers, thank you for all of your support. So I'm going with hubby to George Street in Edinburgh to a men's clothing store. We live in a town called Bathgate, which is about 20 minutes to Edinburgh, but this shop is very much inside the heart of Edinburgh, so it took us about 40 minutes to get there. So we're approaching a slip road to the motorway, and once we're on the motorway, it's straight ahead to Edinburgh. You will notice blue and brown notice boards on the motorway. The brown notice boards are basically informing road users of tourist attraction points, whilst the blue boards tells road users what towns and exits are ahead. And you will find the countdown markers when approaching an exit or destinations like service places where you can purchase petrol, use a toilet, or even purchase refreshments. So from Bathgate, we'll drive past Livingston, but just along the motorway, we're not going into the town. You'll find the slip road that just says this is the exit to Livingston. So straight on the motorway, once we pass Livingston, is straight on to Edinburgh. So back to what we're going to buy at the shop. We're going to buy morning coat trouser and a white shirt. For anyone who is not aware, morning coat is a suit-like kind of attire and typically reserved for special occasions like wedding. And we're looking to buy a particular white shirt also, which we previously purchased from this store, a branch in London, which is more like their main office in London. I think the Edinburgh one is the branch. So we first discovered this shop when we lived in London. Then we lived on the outskirts of London, and from time to time we would go into the heart of London to buy some African foodstuffs and also to buy some clothes. So one of such days we went looking to purchase a suit for hubby, but we went into a few shops and some of them were quite pricey. You know, some of the shops in the inner parts of London, especially the nicer areas, they can be quite pricey. But then we went into this shop, and not only did we like the quality of the clothes there, they were also really reasonably priced. So that was how hubby got hooked. But since we moved to Scotland, today is the first time he's patronizing them again because he likes going into the shop to buy his stuffs. Unlike sometimes I buy online, but not really. So he likes going into the shop. So anyway, today is the first time we're going back to this shop. So we are getting into Edinburgh. You can see the sign that just said airport that way. So we're approaching the place where you drive off the slip road towards the airport, but also like going into the heart of Edinburgh. So like I said, the town is it's not far from Edinburgh, but then it's to get into the main part of the town where you'd have shops and lots of shops and all of that, and actually houses where people live. It can take quite a bit of time to get there. So we are approaching Edinburgh just now, but then it will take some time to get into the heart of the town. And like I said, this shop is very much inside. So some of a few things about Edinburgh roads, which is good to know. Some major roads in Edinburgh have a lane that's reserved for buses, and you can only drive on the bus lane at certain times, which are clearly stated on notice boards on the road. So for those of us who lived in Lagos, Nigeria, I did live in Lagos. Don't worry, it's not like the BRT bus lane where the last mile will just hide in one corner and then wait for you at the end of the bus lane to nab you and take you to their office for extortion or even try to extort you there and then. So there's no one man in the bus lane, but of course there are cameras, and if you drive on the bus lane when you're not supposed to, you might get fined and it will just be sent to your house. And you could appeal it, and if you appeal it, and you could get a fine taken off, but that rarely happens. So I think if you get a fine, the best thing is don't ignore it, just pay it to avoid anything really tarnishing your credit score and all of that. So yes, we are in Edinburgh now, and we've actually gone quite into the town, and there are lots of shops around here and lots of houses around here. But so I just remember something when I talked about the driving on the bus lane and getting fined. So I took my daughter to a soft play center, which is close to my house, and I could not for the life of me figure out how to drive into the soft play compound. And there's this superstore, one of the major superstores in the UK, and this store was just opposite the Soft Play Center. So the store has a massive car parking space, and there were hardly any cars parked there. So I generally thought that customers of the Soft Play could use the parking space, but I was really wrong. And I should have just looked around and read the notice board to make sure I was not allowed to park there, or make sure I was allowed to park there. But long story short, after about a week to the visit to the Soft Play, I received a fine letter through the post saying I owed £90, which would be reduced to £45 if I paid within 30 days of the notice. And they said I could appeal if I wanted. So I wrote to them explaining that I thought it was okay to park there, and since I was visiting the Soft Play Center opposite, that I thought I could park there, and there were lots of spaces, but they didn't accept my appeal. So I just had to pay the £45. As sad as I was, I just had to pay it because I didn't want anyone tarnishing my credit score or even writing me and taking me to court and all of that. No, I didn't want any of that. So I just paid it. Can you see all these cones on the road? See, one thing about this part of the world is there is always some road work going on here and there. But even though they can end up delaying you and wasting your time and then having to turn around, especially if you are not aware and you didn't plan that into your journey, it can really destabilize you, and then you have to turn around and all of that. But I find that I think this is the only way the roads are maintained, and unlike our own part of the world where the roads get decayed and all of that, nothing happens. So I mean, it's a bit of an inconvenience, but it's okay. That way, the roads are maintained and kept in top form for everyone to use. So, in an unrelated topic, but still related to clothing, I don't know if it's just me, but I find it quite fascinating how men do not beat about the bush when they are clothes shopping. Please let me know your opinion on this matter in the comments section, and I would really like to hear from both ladies and guys on what you think about this shopping of a thing. Each time I go to men's clothing shop with hobby, the men seem to know exactly what they are looking to buy. They go in, try on a particular thing, at most they try one or two things and then they take it or they just leave. But trust we ladies, we can try on every single thing they have in the clothes shop and try on the entire clothes, the entire shoes and everything and still not buy anything. But it's not entirely our fault. First of all, those who produce women clothing, they don't try at all. Imagine they can have the same clothes in so many similar styles and colors, and then you end up being confused. I mean, I actually find clothes shopping quite stressful because there are just so many stuffs, and many of them are not even wearable as far as I'm concerned. But in any case, I discovered minimalism lifestyle some about 2 years ago now, and I'm really enjoying it. So when I go to the shop, I just focus on really buying few things which I really love, and then I use them and use them over and over again before I go back to look for more stuffs to buy. And I just find it works for me. I don't that way it saves me money and then saves me the stress of having to look for clothes and things all the time. But I just wish shopping for clothes and women's stuffs can be quite straightforward as it is for the men, but that would be in my dreams, I guess. So we are here. We're just packing now. I hope I kept you entertained through this our journey. So the shop is just here, and that is Charles Tewitt. So I didn't. It's a really small shop, and I didn't want to make people uncomfortable by putting cameras in their faces. So I was just very strategic and just try to get pictures of the clothes and things. So these are the shirts. The white shirt we're looking to buy is it's not really here because it's like a dress up sort of shirt. These are normal shirts. And also we're buying the trouser for the morning coat. My hubby already has the morning coat. We just need the trouser for it, and then the white shirt to go with that. And just a few things to see what they've got around. I'll show you what we got when we get home. I'll show you what the thing, but that's the trouser there, but I'll show you much better. And I also insert a picture. So we're back home, and here is what the clothes came in. That's the white shirt. And I hope you can see there are just some little details on the shirt which makes it really lovely. So I'll bring that closer. You can see that really nice details on that, and it's a really beautiful shirt. I like it a lot. Yeah, and that's what the shirt looks like, plain white. And then here is the trouser. Really nice soft material, very lovely material. And that's it. So turn it around and show you some details. That look at that. We've got some kind of buckle thing going on there, and that is the back. Some nice details at the back there. I'll insert a picture to show what it looks like when it's worn with the morning coat. So that's Hobby there, my model. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found this enjoyable.